Hey, what's up, Construct? What's up, Gravitol? Let's get going. We've got a double daily to do today because I missed yesterday because reasons. You know, reasons are some of the best things you can have. We can all relate to that. All right. Well, let's play catch up first. Yesterday was the 17th. Left side of the page. I don't know why I put all the dice away. I need some of these. Just did autopilot. Fall back out. Let's use. Where's my D1? All right, let's get a prompt from the back page. We're looking at number 7. Lucky number 7. 7 says a little bit of charity. Hey, you be safe, Construct. A little bit of charity. Hopefully the brainstorming and ideation process will be inspiring to your drive. Okay, so charity, certainly the various gods and religions of a world, temples and clerics and paladins, charity, a little bit of charity. Money to the poor, money, certainly loot. Could be pay for work too. Could be money the party gets. Could do quest rewards. Maybe unconventional. Like, well, not sure what we were expecting to get from this quest, but it definitely wasn't. See, that's a fun. I like that. Okay, let's try that one. Say like the party expected to be paid. Okay. Oh, you're helping to navigate. Gotcha. The party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest, but not ... And off we go. Surprising payments for a gift. Wait, what are triples like? Is that that's Star Trek, right? This will be fun. Okay. or the equivalent of tribbles, or some sort of you know, certainly not goblins, certainly not gremlins, certainly not. Expect to be paid gold for the quest, you know, but not. It's a funny number. I'm trying to think of small, like, is gremlin? That's got to. I don't know if that's a protected term anymore because of the movies. Small furry creatures through rapidly. Yeah. Like, because isn't there? Didn't I thought the idea for gremlins originally came from the idea that, like, ooh, you're fixing so much stuff around your house, you've got gremlins. Like, there are gremlins in your attic or whatever. Let's just say a bag of gremlins. Cover all our bases there. Kind of want to throw a really, like, a positive, like, they're expecting to be paid gold for finishing the quest, but not a wish spell. But not, ooh, what are those things that you get? Not a coupon book. Redeem this for. Yeah, wish is super powerful. Wish is also, like, that's also, like, you know, sort of protected. That leaves system agnostic territory. A coupon book is also possibly just as powerful as wish. An IOU. I like an IOU. Let's see. Gremlin cannot be copyrighted. I mean, I would just change it to a bag of whatevers, but magic beans. I like the idea of magic. Like, you've got to. What's really fun is when, you know, to give the party something that is supposedly has. In order for you to find out whether what I'm saying is true about this, you have to go validate this. You have to take these. You have to go plant them. Just trust me. Would this face lie to you? What's up, Empress? How's it going? Oh, you're not late. I'm at a weird time. So the prompt was a little bit of charity. So I spun that off into unconventional payments for quests. So the party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest, but not. One, here we have a bag of gremlins, starting off strong. 2 is a coupon book. 3 is an IOU. 4 is magic beans. So far, I would say these are pretty trash, like, additional payments. Either payment in addition to gold or payment in place of gold. I'll leave that. That's flexible here. Probably some good things that could be, you know, you could be paid with, like, a deed. Ooh, I kind of like that, actually. A deed to a house. Like, it doesn't have to be the house up there, and it couldn't even be the house up there. It's like, this deed is to a house, like, the address is on the back, directions to get there, it's out in the woods. Like, now it's like, wait, we have a property? It's like, sure. I don't know if there's anybody living there now. I actually really like that idea. A whole airship? Just going to end this campaign right now. How about something worth way more? Yeah, but that's, yeah. A cursed diamond could work. Like the diamond's curse requires that you pass it along as payment for work. Like you can't actually use it, so by passing it to the party then is going to have to, like, you can spend it, but only as paying someone else to do a quest. It's a quest diamond. Living transportation, like horses or something like that. Ooh, a pet, something to take care of, more so than a bag of gremlins would be. Living transportation is a neat idea. Especially, like, you know, it could be something invisible. It could be something that hugs. Well, let's see here. Are we even? So, like, a bag of gremlins, bad. Coupon book could go either way. Coupon book could be interesting. An IOU, I'm gonna call that one bad. Magic beans, that could go either way. The deed to a house, that's certainly good. Cursed diamond, that's probably bad. So we're pretty much half and half with good and bad. Maybe some knowledge. Like, it's maybe it's too nebulous, but like I like the idea of a gift being like, or a payment being like that you get one true statement, like something that is like you get clarity at some point. You can ask and get one true thing. Yeah. Knowledge. Knowledge or wisdom. What about ooh, this is like for all the silly like bag of gremlins, this or that. How about I don't know if you guys ever saw AI, artificial intelligence, with that I think it was Haley Joel Osment kid. What about the gift of like that they can provide? What about a day of life? Like one day's, you know, 24-hour span, 1 day of life. Either they can use that extra, they could give it to somebody else. That might be too nebulous of a concept to try to like express, but I like it. Maybe the next it could be a wish spell. I mean, you could use wish to do something like that. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we need to do we should do a table sometime that's gifts from a witch. How about the pet and travel idea? What if they were given command of a giant worm? I like that. You know, if it makes me smile, it's probably gonna go on here. How about, I'm gonna suggest a horse. Yeah, it's just a large wiggly horse or a pet, like Empress said. For 8, I'm gonna say a treasure map because I like this, what that suggests. Party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest, but not whatever it was they were given. Supposedly it came from, supposedly it once belonged to. Yeah. All right. Certainly the royal family. A witch, a wizard, a sorcerer, a warlock, pirate queen of the north. I do like pirate queen. Some kind of, yeah, like a criminal boss of some sort. Like the, maybe that's using the inspiration of pirate queen. Maybe these are like titles rather than something generic, like, you know, the pirate queen, or I guess it's in this case a pirate queen. You know, something like the kingpin, right? Belong to some sort of, maybe like a, it could certainly be some sort of like a merchant guild, like a corrupt guild master. Maybe a corrupt guild master. That's a good way to phrase that. An awesome. How do you spell that? Or how do you pronounce that? Is that Asimar? Asimar, I think. Asimar. Gotcha. So I wrote down 1 is a pirate queen, 2 is a corrupt guildmaster, 3 is a spoiled prince, 4 a fallen angel. I think we can get 2 in here. Make it a D6. I like that. Something dead or deadly. I like both of those. I won't combine them though. All right, their grandparents and a lich. I believe Deadly Grandparents was the planned follow-up to The Fairly Odd Parents, but they never did get around to that. Fortunately, the network canceled it before. Don't know why. All right, do a couple rolls on this. A 7 and a 2. So the party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest. They definitely didn't expect to be given command of a giant worm. Supposedly, it once belonged to a corrupt guildmaster. You know, people wondered how he was able to outperform all of the other guilds, that his prices were so strong, but that's only because they didn't see him speeding from town to town on the back of a giant sandworm. Did terrible things to the environment, but I mean, can't beat those delivery times. Eight and a 1. The party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest, but they didn't expect a treasure map. And supposedly it once belonged to a pirate queen. That suggests a very tricky map. Like when people think of, I think, pirates and maps, they think they go hand in hand. But I think if you knew that it was in the possession of a pirate queen, they would probably put some tricks in there. Hey, Traffic. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, basically the premise here is we used a prompt. I've got these prompts in the back of the book. This one started with a little bit of charity was the prompt. And so just sort of kind of asking questions. The first one was, what could the party be paid for if not in gold? And so first we made a list that ended up being 8 long. So the party, here, we'll do another roll. I'll show you how the two work. The first one is the list of things that the party might be given in addition to or in replacement of gold. And the second list is what that item, who that item used to belong to. So it's a D8 and a D6. All right, so we got a 2 and a 3. The party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest, but not a coupon book, a voucher book of coupons. They didn't expect that. Supposedly, it once belonged to a spoiled prince. Now, that I think it will be. I can imagine that exchange going like, well, I only have half the gold that I promised you, but I mean, we do have this. I guess it's technically an old kind of. It's documents. I don't know if you guys like old books. It's kind of like that. It's kind of unconventional. I think it was given to someone on their birthday or something. I don't know. It's probably fake. And then they start flipping through and it's like, these are promises made by like heads of state and kings and barons. This is actually really like valuable. These are IOUs effectively from leaders of the world. That would actually be pretty super valuable. And binding, I would say. The party expected to be paid gold for completing the quest. They did not expect to be offered a cursed diamond. Supposedly it once belonged to a fallen angel. Cursed diamond from a fallen angel. I think I would be fleeing that quest giver as soon as possible. Hey, Traffic. Do I know how you can start a campaign? You don't really have ideas. So I don't know if you've run a session before or if you're sort of brand new to it. Both are fine. Starting with a campaign is probably not a great way to go. If you're inspired, ignore everything I'm saying and just do it. Yes, Crane, I hear you. But a one-shot is really a great way to start. And there are a bunch out there. I'm working on a couple as well. If you find something like a wild sheep chase, exactly, Empress. There are some really great ones out there. I actually just need to make a list of suggested one-shots. That way one day I can fill it with mine. The nice part about a one-shot is that you really only have to prep for that one session, and you can focus in on it and make it the best that it can be. And then you're only asking people to commit to that one night. It's a good way to practice. Crane is showing off a bit right now. Aren't you? Look what I can do. I can balance up top. It's just a cat on a chair. Like short campaigns because you've done like 10 one-shots. Oh, okay, great. Okay, well, and that's what I was going to say. So then if you have experience doing that and you're looking for a campaign, I sort of think that it can be a little intimidating to think that you need like one big storyline. That's what I used to think, and I'm still working against that. Because I think everybody sort of sells, usually campaigns are sold as one big idea. But like if we look at something like a comic book or, other types of stories, a lot of times, the stories are kept a lot more manageable and not necessarily smaller, but the threats are more immediate. It's not that often, maybe there is a big looming threat, but it's vague and it's out there in the darkness. I might suggest sitting down and saying, okay, I'm gonna like put the if this D6 is the party, they are number 1. Figure out where the party is. Maybe they live in the mountains. Maybe they live on a travel road. Maybe they're a ship at sea, and then figure out like they should probably be sort of surrounded by threats of all different shape and size. Maybe there's another group just like them out there, and kind of think about what those small threats are. Like, well, if they go north, they got to deal with this. If they go south, they got to deal with this. If they steal the wrong treasure, they're going to have to answer to this person, and so on and so forth. And you can sort of build out sort of a collection of understandable, clear threats. Like if you travel on the trade road, you're going to run into, this evil merchant king. That's okay. We can avoid it and go through, we can travel alongside the river. Although there is that witch that's been plaguing the woods. Like you can sort of establish these threats. You can sort of make them just known to everyone, almost like folklore, like just sort of like gossip back and forth. Like, hey, just so you guys know, passing along information to fellow travelers. And then let the party engage with those. And then if they catch one of them, if they catch hate for one of these villains in particular, start to amp them up. Say, hey, they really hate this witch. Man, this witch is messing with them, and it's hard for them to track them down. And well, it's a witch. Like maybe there's a coven. You can take what they latch onto, what they really resonate with, and you can sort of start to build that up in the background and sort of create your big bad campaign threat out of that. I should say I've not ever done this before, but this is kind of the way that I would approach a new campaign, is not to think in terms of, because the trouble is, until you really, really know the group, until you really, really see how their characters play out, what they do to respond to the world, it's really hard to say, this is day 1, I think from day 1 to day 100 in this campaign, they're going to care about this. That's just really hard. You know, let's plan it like we would plan anything else in D&D. Let's leave that uncapped and keep experimenting. And sometimes these smaller questions, why can't anybody travel north? Why is it dangerous to, you know, take your boat out on the water? Why is the, you know, why isn't there any magic allowed up in the mountains? Like, why have the dwarves outlawed magic? And sometimes these questions, and honestly, I've found a lot of inspiration from these daily streams or these regular streams. Stuff like this could help too. Yeah, and Empress is a good point. You could always find a good campaign book. There are a bunch out there. I've never really, except for I did the starter campaign or the Essentials Kit campaign, but that yeah, that's it. And like, what level do you think I should start with them if they're trying to fight cool bosses but still kind of have humble beginnings? No stress because you really help them. Oh, no. I don't know what you should do. I mean, do whatever makes sense for your group. My preference is I always start at level 1. I like to start with prologue sessions. So I do these little kind of one-shots with each member of the group. Sometimes I mix them together. But I like doing level 1 as a prologue, like before the campaign proper really starts. And that way everybody kind of knows from their solo session what, you know, what their place in the world is, what they're motivated by, and they kind of see their character before they join the group at the tavern or at the wherever. We actually did one, I think a couple of days ago, that was meet cute. You know, a couple tables to figure out where a campaign kicks off that's not a tavern. So I would start at level 1. Why not? Depending on how you level up, I do milestone leveling. So their first prologue session, they're level 1. At the end of that prologue, they level up to level 2. They play 2 sessions with their party. Now they're level 3. 3 sessions after that, they're level 4, and on and on and on. So I like to... That's worked for me a few times now, but I know there are a lot of good ways to do it. All right, so, right. Yesterday was Friday. All right. Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks for the great question. And obviously, selfishly, hang out on this channel and this stream as much as you possibly can, because there are a lot of people trying to figure that same stuff out. Discord's a cool place too. All right, now 10:18. Doing today. Let's get a prompt. 55. 55. Turbulent and conflicted. Oh, it's not on camera. Turbulent. Just so you know, I'm not lying to you about the prompt. Turbulent and conflicted. First thought goes to storms, goes to a ship at sea, goes to bad weather in general. Conflicted, though, that makes me think relationships. It could be a grumpy patron. Could be when a deal goes bad. Turbulent and conflicted. We've got a tipped for a good quest on the left. Maybe it's a punishment for a failed quest on the right. I was thinking relationships too, yeah. Turbulent and conflicted. Turbulent. Turbulent is like a wild thing. That's storming. That's clashes. Group. Difficult decisions. Conflicted. Okay, I got a fun twist on this one. I think that we'll have to try. I don't know if it's gonna work well. I think chaos and conflict abound. It's up to the party to find peace, to make a deal, because one group wants X and the other group wants Y. Conflict, chaos, only the party can make peace. One side wants ... So in conflict, maybe it's a barroom brawl. Maybe it's two nations. What's up, Matisse? We are on 1018. Using the prompt turbulent and conflicted, which I realize is off screen, but it's there, trust me. The prompt, or the little builder that we're starting with, is conflict and chaos abound. Only the party can make peace. There are two sides in any conflict. One side wants blank. Which god shall reign, sun or moon? Wait, hold on, Empress. Are we here making? Are we introducing D&D fantasy Middle East already? Is that what we're? It only took us 30 days, and here we go. It's simple. The party has to step in. It's simply a battle for gods. Awesome traffic. I'm excited to see over there. Sun or moon? Best dire wolves? The fall of all the gods. Dang. Conflict comes in so many different... I assumed it was part when you guys both start talking about wolves and pups. I assume it's an in joke that I don't get. It's okay. That's all right. I got a good one. I'm so confident I'm gonna write it down before I even say it. Chaos and conflict. Only the party can make peace. One side wants the wedding called off. Got a number 1. Now we need a number 2. Revenge for a murder. How so they want it's like they want a person. Hand them over. Give us the give us the perpetrator. Talking about like patricide, I think. Family revenge, or like one side wants I'm trying to think about how to phrase that, because the conflict isn't necessarily that they want revenge or they want vengeance. What they want is, how about the accused in custody? That's what they want. Who will be the new mayor? Oswald Cobblepot, but Batman has to run against him. Ooh, break tradition. It's an interesting one. Political. To spare the enemy, to end the enemy. What if we combined... So what if we combined want a new mayor with to break traditions? What if one side just wants to vote out the king? I guess it's not really called a vote at that point. To side with the enemy, to spare the enemy. One side wants, we have the wedding called off, the accused in custody, to vote out the king. To set the military to power. Maybe it's to attack the giants. Maybe it's to... How about just to start a war? To kill every owlbear? Just all of them? What does delve mean? Like, is that to like flatten it? Oh, to mine it. Gotcha. I like Mine the Mountain. Ooh, I have one, but I think I wanna save it for the other side. Side once. Hey, Matisse, thanks for the 14 months. They want to flex their membership. Always allowed. Always allowed and approved. So the first side wants 1, the wedding called off. 2, the accused in custody. 3, to vote out the king. 4, to start a war. 5, to mine the mountain. And 6, the end of all magic. And the other side wants, I have 1, to trade with the Fae. I like something with the gods to what would it be? Like I'll say we'll forsake the gods. To challenge the gods. To make a deal. It does sound, that's true. I can how about yeah, I do like make a deal with death. Sure. Raven Queen. Maybe there's something. What do the people want? The people demand a living wage. The people demand payment from the crown. Escape the politics. That's fair. You can skip over rolling a 4 to harvest the pumpkins. Pretty close though. How about to burn the harvest? Demand a life back? Yeah. Saving someone to destroy the sacred. To free the witches. Or to free the cursed ones. To free the witches. Yeah, another way of saying it. Okay. We have... I could tell you no matter what before doing some test rolls on this. This is a hell of a conflict. Pretty much no matter what we roll. This is gonna be bad times in insert fantasy world name here. Oops. All right. Conflict, chaos. Only the party can make peace. One side wants the wedding called off, and the other side wants, to burn the harvest. The wedding called off, or to burn the harvest. So we have some sort of a conflict brewing, maybe between, well, that's the fun part. Combining them is the fun part. So I would imagine it's like the combination of two worlds colliding, right? That's what a wedding represents. So on the one hand, you have... could be a tradition. I'm imagining like a druid queen, right? It's a circle thing. And she's sort of breaking tradition. She's getting married to somebody that's not in the forest. They're brought to like, listen, these neighboring communities, they live a more modern, no, I was thinking the opposite. They live a more modern life over here. She's marrying a wizard. He's sort of lead of this technical guild, and well, they have plans. Part of the whole point of this marriage is for them to find peace with this like piece of property, but it's protected by the druids. But now that they're getting married, and part of what they are going to do is to basically raise the land. They're going to clear this whole field here because, well, according to the wizard, there's something buried underneath and he can't share it. It's the end of the world, he says. If he doesn't get to it, that's part of what this is for. Meanwhile, the druids are gonna, this druidic circle will attack us, basically. One side wants the wedding completely called off. The other side wants to burn the harvest. There. Made it work. These might be hard to make work. Okay, we can do the opposite. Only the party can make peace. One of the warring sides wants the end of all magic, and the other side wants to trade with the Fae. So, this one kind of writes itself. This feels like straight in the capital city. This is the king versus like the entire arcane maybe faction, right? It's like, listen, the king is the king because of what happened to his dad, and that was like an explosion of wild magic that happened because of the Fey court. So not only are we closing the door to the Fey realm entirely, magic is forbidden in the capital city. Meanwhile, you've got the Arcane Guild saying, listen, not only is that insane, we have to improve relationships with the Fey court. We need to trade with them, actually. Our proposal is, and then it's like, raw war, like bonus points if you make the king that was killed somebody that the party really liked. Give them a hard choice. All right. Got another one here. Okay. Now I'm regretting number 4. But that's okay. We can make it work still. Only the party can make peace. One side wants to start a war. The other side wants to free the cursed ones. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the factions in this case, faction number 1 is like, listen, we got all of these corrupted individuals. We've pulled them all together, and this is who we're up against. This is the zombie, like, they're all going to transform eventually. So we've gathered them all up, and we have to basically eradicate. Meanwhile, not only is there nothing to be afraid of, free the cursed ones. They're fine, actually, or we can fix them, or there's a cure, or you just need to give it until the next full moon. Blah, blah, blah. Panic, paranoia, stranger danger. Let's see. I've used both of those. Roll again. Oh, perfect. This one's interesting. Only the party can make peace. One side wants to vote out the king, which I think is an interesting strategy. Good luck with that. The other side wants payment from the crown. So this is a nice, unique, like, nuanced thing. It's not like, hey, we want to overthrow. Hey, we want to, keep him around. It's like, no. This reformist group, it's not that they're in love with the king, but if you dissolve the king and the crown, these merchants aren't going to get paid what they're owed. So they want to keep it around just long enough, and the king is smart. The king knows that if he delays payment, he'll keep them tenuously on his side. This is starting to sound a little bit too familiar, but you get the idea. It's a way to build a conflict that's not as clean. There's still a couple of good ones in there that I think could be fun to combine together, but I like it. That's a fun one. Good stuff. Awesome. So true, Construct. Matisse, I could seriously do shorts for each adventure you end up with. That and then some. I've actually been working on a little zine concept based around all of these. Not only the prompts themselves, which I can expand upon, but also the sort of the examples. Like I think when they're really challenging combinations, that's the most fun to sort of think through and try to find a solution, because that's where we're probably going to create something that we never would have created otherwise. So, yeah, I'll find some time, Construct. Thanks. Enjoy your travels. Thanks for popping in. Yeah. So I've been working on some prototypes. Basically my thought process is to, self print some small zines that, Yeah, I have all of these digital too. And I think I have a format that could work. And you know, it should be a low, no frills type of thing that I can make. Not sure what all I'll do with it yet, but I've been working on some prototypes. I'll have to show you guys some of those ideas soon. You know, more that's been during my off-stream InDesign dabbling, taking what I've painfully learned on stream and doing more with it. But Discord link is in the chat. That does it for another daily encounter. These are fun. I always enjoy them. Always give me new things to think about. I think we got 2 good ones. Tipped and Win-Win-Win, I think, are both really fun. Look at that. Matisse, you thought there wasn't going to be one. There is. Actually, if you do, I think it's Daily Encounter playlist, which is kind of lengthy, but that'll actually give you the link to the playlist, because now all of my streams are unlisted unless you go in through the playlist view. Well, I've got a bunch of plans for them, so I'm glad you guys like them, because they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and hopefully be some more ways to use them. Oh, almost forgot to date. Thanks. And we are, I think, yeah, we'll be at a month before you know it. We started on September 26th, October 18th. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I'll be on tonight with something. I think playing some spooky games. I've got 4 picked out, and lined up. Should be a good time. Good to see you, Matisse. Thanks again for the many, many months. And yeah, we'll catch you guys soon. You guys have a great weekend.